Feedback. Feedback. Hi, this is Theo Broughton.
And I am Thabiti Mpinda.
Inviting you to join us each Monday at 9 a.m. for Feedback,
A positive image production by Hood Research.
Encourage others to tune in each Monday on
Comcast Detroit, Roku, Amazon Fire TV, watch WHPR TV Network anywhere.
And take us along with you. Feedback, feedback, feedback. Thank you so much and welcome to Feedback, a positive image production by Hood Research. Today is voting eve. Is that what they call it? Election eve. Oh, man. We have been waiting and waiting and waiting. Oh, goodness. But Hood Research, thank you so much for tuning in. And I just want to say good morning to some people. Elizabeth, good morning, and Tawana, and to Katrina, and to Al and Henry, and to Don, and to Bill, and oh my goodness, it's just so many people, you know, to Rosa, and to Ron, and Vera, and Barbara, and who you want to say good morning to?
Peace to everyone. I want to shout out first to our wonderful engineer, Timmy Tim.
All right. I like that.
Along with Ruth and Dennis, Eugene, Fred, both Jackies, Sheila Ragland. Also, I always ask you to have your friends, neighbors, acquaintances, co-workers, and family to tune in as well. And also have a pen and paper handy with you for information you may want to record.
That's right. I got to say good morning to Michael. You know, it's pretty nice out there today, kind of breezy, but not too bad. It's getting us ready for lower temperatures. That's what I got to say.
Preview.
Oh, you're right, right. Get ready. Anyway, you know, as we always say, it's either feast or famine on this show. And today you got just us. How about that? And we've got to start out talking about this election. And, well, first, you know, Thabiti, maybe we should talk about preparation. I heard a commercial a few minutes ago about wearing your face mask and wearing gloves and you know, what I don't hear much about is vitamin C. Vitamin C, vitamin C. Vitamin C is excellent in getting you prepared, helping to ward off some of the symptoms of regular flu, the virus, and colds, and even vitamin C with rose hips is good. But you want to make sure that you wash your hands frequently, and that you drink as much water as you can, and just stay a distance away from people. You know, we're people who hug, and we like greeting folks, we enjoy company, etc. But right now, you have to be very, very cautious, very cautious. And there are those who still strut around with no mask on, because they think that they're invincible, I guess.
You know, it's unfortunate now. They usually use the percentages of 13 to 15% of the population, but we've ended up being close to 25, between 25 and 40% of the COVID cases. It affects our community more because we have those, I guess what they would call pre-existing conditions. We are more prone to diabetes, high blood pressure, hypertension, and other things that already affect our immune systems negatively. And then if you add COVID on top of that, that just multiplies the effect. So we must be wise in what we do. This day, like all others, shall pass, and this time shall pass. But right now is not the time to let our guard down. We've heard this thing, pandemic fatigue. Well, as you know, you can either wear a mask or a respirator. you know, but the option is not worth it, and some people don't get off those respirators.
Right,
So
right.
please just use some wisdom. We'll be able to party and dance in 20 and 21. We can celebrate its end, but right now, let's celebrate life.
That's right. I like that. And you know, I just want to pause here to say happy Monday to Jay, way on the east side, and to Les, way on the west side. You know, I like that. Say that again.
Well, I do think again we can celebrate and party like what like Princess 1999.
Yeah.
Well, we can party in 2021, but let's make sure that we're here to party in 2021. So right now we want to prepare now so we can celebrate life in 2021, and we can have our picnics, barbecues, family reunions, etc. This too shall pass.
That's right. You know, it is something, and I've said this before, that we at Hood Research, we received a few calls from people. They were mad, oh man, and they were bored, and they couldn't go out and go to the bar or go bowling or playing golf or to the movie or wherever they wanted to go. And I'm like, oh my goodness. Well, that's something to think about. But when we received calls from people who said they were depressed, we got more concerned. And then we decided to have an afternoon with Hood Research. Conference call. Don't have to leave your house. Don't have to leave your easy chair, your backyard, front porch, or your bed even. You just call. And you find that there are others on the line who wanted to reach out and touch someone. That was a song, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. And we began that, and it's worked out well. We have had a number of people to come on and give a presentation and answer questions and ask questions, and some the likes of Attorney John Harris and Judge Marilyn Atkins and Bob Law out of New York. We always like having him on. And Big Mike from New Jersey. And we just had a lot. Nicole Small from the Charter Commission. And you. And we were very glad that you are joining us each Saturday at 2 in the afternoon. As I said, an afternoon with Hood Research. And we do this every Saturday. And the respondents have been enjoying it. And we will be continuing it. And for those who have, what do you tell them to have ready when they watch this show?
Pen and paper.
Right. So that you could take down the number, which is 1, area code 978. The number is 990-5000. Again, that's 1, area code 978. 990-5000. When it answers, it doesn't take long either, you put in the access code, which is 338729, and you press the pound key. Some people call it a tic-tac-toe sign. Others call it hashtag. Whatever you call it, press it, and you've joined the conversation. That's every Saturday, 2 p.m., and we're there from 2 p.m. to 6. And we have fun being there. And this coming weekend, the meeting, after this election, what did the writer say? Exhale? Was that the name of the book? Exhale.
Yes. Waiting to.
We got to exhale. Exhale. And we're expecting to have a comedian or two on, and just to enjoy, just enjoy. That's what we want to do. We want to relax. We want to not have to worry about, well, am I going to vote on this? Am I going to vote on that? Who should I choose? Who should I not choose? Well, there's a lot of conversation going on now about that. And today, is countdown, da 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 dum. Tomorrow is election day, November the 3rd, the day we've been waiting for and waiting for and waiting for. So, what are we going to tell them?
Well, one of the things I shared with Theo on the way over here is that I have become, since I've already voted early, and I hope that some of you will get out today as well, but I've become weary of the just onslaught and the barrage of political ads that have been on the television, and many of them are just full of lies. So it's been hard. As a matter of fact, I've taken to reading books since we were sort of quarantined anyway. But I would suggest, and we passed, well, let's just say there's a number of places now today that you can vote. You don't have to wait tomorrow to stand in the line. And I've gone to the Northwest Community, I apologize, the Northwest campus of Wayne County Community College District, and I've brought people there as well. So if you can assist people, you can go to any one of the 3 campuses, and I believe they're open till 6 o'clock today as well. And just get it out of the way, be done with it. It's just like if you got the dishes in the sink, don't just keep walking by the sink. Go on ahead and wash the dishes and get them out the way, because it's something you have to do. Of course, we've always heard so many times, this is the most important election of your life. Truly, after the last 3 years and 10 months, we know that this is. We've looked at the federal courts having over 200 judges appointed by the Trump administration. And of course, they've stacked the Supreme Court now. All of these things that are taking place should be motivation, because these things will affect you and the generations behind you, which is the most important thing. We who are, let's just say, AARP type people, we've lived over half of our lives, but those who are coming up behind us, our children, grandchildren, nieces, nephews, we have to look out for them. And it wouldn't be a bad idea to have them tag along with you. Let them become familiar with the political process and see grandma, granddad, uncle, aunt, mom, whomever get out there and vote. So we're pushing hard on that.
And it was really an excellent idea to have the voting locations inside the public schools, because the students at the school, some of them, generally the seniors, participated in escorting, the voters to the location of the voting machines, and we always took our children when we went to vote so they could see, and they wanted to, can I pull that lever? Can I? It was exciting for them. And now they're spread all over in churches and wherever else they're spreading them. And it's important to know that right now, as you were saying, the what I call satellite locations are throughout the city to make it as convenient as possible. As convenient as possible. In the 3 Wayne County Community Colleges, and I just love to remind you about Wayne County Community College, because they help the community to get better, to learn better, to know better, to do better. And they have opened their campuses so that the voters can go there. They've got ample parking. The Northwest campus that you mentioned, which is on Outer Drive and the Southfield Freeway right there on the corner, has a huge campus. And the Eastern campus is on I-94 and Connor, right across from the city airport, which is now called the Coleman Young International Airport, right on Connor and I-94 freeway. Ample parking. Then there's the downtown campus, which is on West 4th Street. It's 1001 West 4th Street, right near the main post office. Post office. Post office is a dirty word today and tomorrow. Do not, whatever you do, give your ballot to the postman or put it in a mailbox. Do not do that. It's too late, baby. It's too late now. Anyway, you can go to one of the 3 Wayne County community campuses, or some of the other satellite locations include Northwest Activity Center. Northwest Activity Center has ample parking as well, and it's at 18100 Myers between McNichols and 7 Mile. McNichols, I think most people know, is called 6 Mile as well. And having ample parking makes it convenient, no hassle. Then we have the Farwell Center, which is on East Outer Drive, and what is that?
It's near DeQuinder.
DeQuinder.
Yes.
And okay, and that's the Farwell Center. It has good parking. Then you have the junkyard. The junkyard. Did you hear me? The junk. Who would go to the junkyard to park? I don't know. Maybe some people who got to drop off junk, but they have parking right there, and it is on Davison between what and what?
Wyoming and the Jeffries Freeway, and actually it's a combination because the city of Detroit houses their vehicles there as well. So what you'll see is a lot of signs out there that let you know you can vote. They have a drop box right there in front of the building, and I have to say this also. This is for your convenience as well. What you can do, because I've taken people, as I've said, to the voting facilities, you can get if you don't have your ballot, you can fill out an application right there on the spot. They will give you a ballot. You bring your ID, of course. They will give you a ballot. You can go sit in your car if you want to, fill the thing out, and then walk right back up to the drop box or walk to one of the people who are working the election and hand it to them, and you're done. Mm-hmm. You don't have to stand in a line or anything. So the convenience is just, you can't beat the convenience. So all you have to do is make the effort.
Mm-hmm. Make the effort. And also remember that if you have the ballot in the envelope, absentee voting, when you put your ballot back into the secret folder and the envelope, on the outside, do not forget to sign the outside of the envelope. Do not forget to sign the outside of the envelope. Your signature is needed. The same signature that you gave when you registered to vote, because they compare the signature on the outside of the envelope to the signature that they have at the election office. Do not forget to sign the outside of the envelope.
Now, I have here, and I won't go over the entire list, but I have voter center locations, and I also want to let everyone know that you can dial 313-876-VOTE, which is vote. Again, that's 313-876-VOTE, which will give you information. But a few of the other places, now we mentioned Farwell. The address there is 2711 East Outer Drive, and that's near Ryan. Also, you can go to the one that we mentioned on Davison is the Davison Service Yard, which is 221, it looks like it's 0221 West Davison at the Jeffries. Also, the Crowell Community Center, which is located at 16630 Lasser Road, and that's near McNichols. And that's why I ask you to have pen and paper handy, because sometimes, we want to trust our memory, but I'm not one who trusts it that much. And a couple others I'll give you is the Butzel Family Center, which is located at 7737 Kercheval. That's at Van Dyke. Again, that's 7737 Kercheval at Van Dyke. That's the Butzel Recreation Center. And I was looking for this last one, not the last one, but it's the recreation center that's located on Linden. I got a list of.
That's a Butzel Recreation Center.
Oh, yes.
There are two butts, one on the east side and one on the west side.
Yes.
Butzel East and Butzel West. Butzel Family Recreation Center.
And that's between Myers and Wyoming. And matter of fact, it's a good thing to take advantage of as well, because I've had my granddaughter go there for swimming lessons, and they have all kind of events for seniors. Let's just say kids of all ages. But you can also take care of your voting there. So if you're in that area, you don't have to go out of your way. But it's not going out of your way to make a vote. We really need that. That's critical right now. And we can celebrate, Wednesday morning. Oh, another thing that I have heard said, and I just want everyone to, some people say vote up the ballot, because we don't want you just to go for president and not know that there are local issues and candidates for local offices that need to also be paid attention to, because what do they say, Theo, all politics is local.
All politics is local. And there's still people trying to understand, what does that mean? Well, it means that every vote affects you locally. And the elected officials who are with you locally work to affect all the levels of politics. And folks say, well, my vote doesn't count. I'm not going to vote. And I'm going to sit and I would like, you are giving up your power. You are asking for someone to put you in a line to walk into the shower so they can turn the gas on and kill you. Real simple. What we have going on now is something that no one could ever predicted would take place in these United States. It appears that there's a person who wants to bring down the United States. This country has been appreciated around the world, has been respected around the world, and in one fell swoop, this man who is in office now has managed to make a mockery out of America, who has managed to turn countries that were our allies around the globe against us, has caused other countries around the world to laugh at us and say it's only a matter of time. And they'd be right. It's only a matter of time if Donald Trump gets back in office again. I call him Jim Jones as an alias. I call him Jim Jones as an alias because there's a certain segment of people who just follow in lockstep behind him. Whatever he does or says, they find no fault in it. He's called African countries as well, countries and other things that he's called them. And the black folk who are walking in lockstep behind him, I guess, had their ears plugged with cotton at that time. And they never said that. Or maybe they agree. Maybe they agree.
Yes. We've been signaled by our engineer, because we're at the bottom of the hour.
Wow, that went fast.
To take our bottom of the hour break. But now, if you don't have your pen and paper handy, this is a time to get it, because I have other information I want to share with you on the other side.
All right, so stay tuned, and we will be back momentarily.
You're watching Detroit's own WHPR TV. Detroit Live.
This is Theo Broden from Feedback. You can watch me 24 hours a day, 7 days a week at WHPR TV Now app. Download our free app at WHPR TV Now.
Monday at 9 a.m. Eastern.
This is Bruce Simpson, your City of Detroit Ombudsman. I am here to address all of your complaints and concerns. If you need assistance regarding city services, please contact my office at 313-224-6000 or contact us via email at ombudsman@detroit.gov. DetroitMI.gov. This is Bruce Simpson, your City of Detroit Ombudsman.
Hello, Detroit. By now, you should have received your absentee ballot. Upon completion, do not mail it. Instead, drop it off at one of our drop boxes or vote centers where you can vote your absentee ballot in person. Be safe and vote. Please drop your ballot off at one of our official drop boxes or at one of our 21 vote centers where you can also vote your absentee ballot in person. Make sure your voice is heard during election week. Cast your ballot and vote.
You must vote on Tuesday, November the 3rd, 2020, for a variety of reasons. Why? Throughout our history, people were injured and many of them died, all fighting for the right to vote. Today, mischief is unfolding across the state, designed to make it harder for people to vote. And the last reason is, if we want affordable health care, if we want affordable housing, if we want the right to have clean water and sanitation, if we're ever going to get equal pay for equal work, nutritious food, and so on, we need to believe that we deserve these things and so much more. We start with the Tuesday, November 3rd election that will be victorious if we are all involved. Retirees, welfare recipients, low-income residents, the disabled, veterans, the homeless, students. This message is for you. November 3rd marks the beginning of a 4-year campaign to secure a quality of life that we are all entitled to. So from the bottom up, let's do this.
How you see the world is everything.
Oh my God, girl, you take all day.
Oh, hi.
How you doing, Luna?
The people you trust,
Stay safe. Go.
your community.
You rolling with the pain today.
I'm gonna show you how it's done, Pain. In the best and the worst times.
Walk away from me.
Ma'am, stop! Hola, ¿cómo estás? Muy bien. I see myself
Gracias.
in the people I serve.
Hi.
Officer Luna, Officer Luna.
Sweet. Girl, you know you can do my job, right?
Feedback. Hi, this is Theo Broughton,
And I am Thabiti Mpinda,
inviting you to join us each Monday at 9 a.m. for Feedback.
a positive image production by Hood Research.
Encourage others to tune in each Monday on
Comcast Detroit, Roku, Amazon Fire TV. Watch WHPR TV Network anywhere.
and take us along with you. Feedback. Along with you. I like that commercial anyway. You were going to share some additional information.
Now, this is what sitting out of the election, this is why basically Trump won. I'll just give you a few statistics about states, actually cities in which black people didn't vote, and the margin of the vote that allowed Trump to win. For instance, in Wisconsin, Trump won by 23,000 votes. In Milwaukee, over 93,000 blacks didn't vote. Trump won Florida by 113,000 votes. In Miami, 379,000 blacks didn't vote.
Did not vote.
And to bring this closer to home for you all, Trump won Michigan by 11,000 votes, but in Detroit, 277,000 blacks didn't vote.
God, 277,000 black people in Detroit did not vote?
And that's in the margin. If 77,000 had voted, then that 11,000 margin that Trump won by, he would not have won Michigan.
And you know, right there, before you continue, people say their vote doesn't count. They're giving up their power. You have the power to make a change, to make things better. But when you don't vote, you're giving up your power. Man, oh man. And then, well, we need to talk a bit about the Electoral College. That has come to the forefront here a little more recently than it has in the past. Go ahead.
And I would say, as some of you know who are truly politically active, when you hear a lot of the statistics, they always say the voter turnout was 10, 15, 20%. 20%, that's only 1 out of 5. We can't win on that. So I'll just give you a couple of more cities. Trump won Pennsylvania by 44,000 votes. In Philadelphia, 238,000 blacks did not vote. And finally, Trump won Georgia by 211,000 votes. In Atlanta, 530,000 blacks did not vote.
Oh my God.
So you can't say it doesn't count, and don't become comfortable, which happened in 2016. I guess neither one of the candidates, Trump or Clinton, were popular, so some people decided to sit it out. Well, now we see what's sitting out of an election. And the other thing I generally share to people is that there's over 8,760 hours in a year. So you have, let's say you take 2 hours to vote, you still have over 876,058 hours to blow away. And we do have a caller who would like to share their thoughts. Hello, you can call back, caller. I think what I did is hit the wrong button. I hit next, so I apologize. But we can't just look at it and sit back and relax and say we're going to let someone else do it, because it still affects us. And one of the things I've learned many things from Theo, but one of the things I've learned is that, let's say, for instance, traffic lights, whether they're going to rebuild the roads in your community, whether they're going to open or close a school, that's all political. And if you don't vote, particularly local as well, then you can't complain because your curbs weren't done, the funding that you needed for certain things. You're responsible for making your community, your city, your county, your state better. And the only way you can even emphasize or make that point is to vote.
Absolutely.
There's no way around that. And once you're done with it, you're done with it. Just get it out of the way. I've been, ever since I was able to vote at 18, I don't know what it was. You know, I'm a teenager, okay, just out of high school, just getting ready to go into college, but something about it just, I felt that civic responsibility to vote. And I have done it every election. I do it in the off season as well as during the presidential season. I'm compelled to do it. I can't help myself.
Well, you know, that was a time when they taught government in schools. And, you know, it hasn't been eliminated. It's like we want to keep them in the dark. We don't want them to know. Just let them be sheep. Let them be motivated by some fancy commercial that they'll go out and do exactly what we say. Just like the Stedford Wives. You remember that movie? That was a weird movie. Oh, the Stedford Wives. Oof. Anyway, if we fight, since we talk about all things in the election process, our local, we need to talk about the school board, and we need to push them to shore up our curriculum. Put the government classes back in the curriculum. There are a number of classes that should go back into the curriculum, but you know, it was only a real smooth operation that was going on to take those classes out that were very beneficial. I remember when electrical shop was taught in the schools. That was beneficial. When you got out of high school, you could go in and be a, what do they call it, an apprentice?
Yes.
They had, some people don't know this, but they taught welding at Cass Technical High School. Can you imagine taking welding at Cass? Well, they did have it there. And that would help someone to be prepared when they got out of high school to take up a trade, you know, to work at the corporations who needed welders.
You know, it's interesting, Theo. I remember, and I guess I'm dating myself, but when you had Murray Wright High School, you also had Wilbur Wright High School, and they were teaching various trades. I know even when I was at Southeastern High School, I had wood shop, I had metal shop, and I still have a few of those things kind of linger around. I'm talking about from teenage years, but I not only did I like intellectual pursuits, but I like hands-on or vocational pursuits as well. So, and this also kept students from becoming bored with classes as well, because you just can't follow a academic path without having some outlet. I took piano classes when I was at King because I switched from Southeastern to King. And I didn't know, the thing is that, you can be there from first hour to ninth hour. So I didn't like study hall, so I always took classes that I was just curious about. So I'm playing, I still have a little keyboard now, but I got into piano. So children need those things. Now, to your point, and I think it's very valid, you live in a government. You have a three-tier system, well, 3 branches of government, legislative, executive, and judicial. They talk about bicameral politics. There's so many things that you learn in civics that carry over. I don't know if I was a good student in civics, but I was glad to have that opportunity to learn about governments, and I actually went on to study politics after I got out of high school. This is something we can't sidestep. Everything that happens to you, all the things that come about are politically based. There's some representative, senator, councilman, if you're in Chicago, alderman, it doesn't matter. Wherever you're at, there's someone making a political decision, and that decision will affect you. And the only thing you can't sit around with the remote in your hand or the joystick or PlayStation in your hand and complain about why are they doing this. Well, because you allowed it.
That's right, by not participating. The other thing is, I hear people say, "Oh, I'm not motivated. I'm not excited." What? You're not excited when that DTE bill comes in your mailbox. Not excited to get a water bill. Oh Lord, the water bill. Not excited to get any what else we get? Mortgage statement, car payment, whatever else we get. But you sit your butt down every month and you write it your checks or you transfer it on a computer, whatever is convenient for you to do. But you take care of those bills every month because you still want food, clothing, and shelter. You don't get happy. It's a responsibility. So you take care of your responsibilities. Well, voting is your responsibilities as well. Voting is your responsibility as well. And remember this, the census was your responsibility also. And the census determines how much money the federal government sends back of the taxes that you pay over 10 years. And some people didn't participate in that. But the other thing is the president, whom I call Jim Jones, as that group walks in lockstep behind him, stopped the census count. Why? Because it determines how many representatives you have in Washington, D.C. in Congress. The fewer, the better for him. What he has done over these years that he has been in office is reverse everything that he could reverse that's beneficial to you right here in the community where you are. That's a local impact. So you got to think about it.
It's interesting. I came across this last night, and I'm going to try to quote as best I can. Now, I'm not really, I'm familiar with this man in terms that he's a philosopher and a deep thinker. His name is Voltaire. But one of the things he said was that if you can get people to believe in absurdities, then you can get them to believe in committing atrocities. And I say that because 45 has got people convinced to believe in his absurdities, so therefore we see the result. They believe it's all right to commit atrocities. And I guess the threat against the governor is one of the prime examples of how far people will go once you convince them that whether it's true or not, it doesn't matter to them.
Right.
You got them to believe it, so then you can also convince them to commit violent acts as well. And that struck me.
Voltaire. You know what? One day we are just going to have to encourage people to call in and give us quotes, because there are so many appropriate quotes, funny quotes, serious quotes, and I think that's a good idea. That's what we'll do.
You know, I like that too. And one of the reasons I like it because, and this dates back to some of the ancient Egyptian and African proverbs, is that rather than have a long treatise on from Plato or Socrates, Aristotle, and them, they had these large books where Africans just summed it up in a few proverbs. You know, made it real simple, and so those type of things you can get a point across a lot more, and then the attention span is not required when you just sum it up in a proverb or a saying.
Yeah, and you know, one book, and I want to say, I think it was 4 or 5 edition, Aesop's Fables?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what we need to collect, Aesop's Fables, and share those with our children, grandchildren, great-grandchildren, etc. You know, that would be a good thing to pass on, Aesop's Fables. And I think more and more of our people need to be proud of what we've done and what we continue to do. I'm going to see if I still have this book. There are over 1,000 inventions in this book. And the gentleman who wrote the book actually lives in Michigan, lives in Southfield. And all of the inventions in there that have been patented, that's what's important about this book he did. He had, the inventors had received U.S. patents. And there are many other things that have been invented. Of course, you know, the inventions were kind of eased away, and other folks took credit for inventions that our people did. You know, a lot of that went on, and I'm sure still goes on. But we have so many things to be proud of, and you just got to share it. And
yeah, just knowing is incentive and motivation, particularly for our children. You know, they'll see traffic lights every day like all of us do, but if we don't indicate that it was a black man who invented that, then no one will ever know, and it just goes unknown. But when you think, oh, a black man invented that, the guitar, the refrigeration systems, and I think what you said, Theo, is very valid, and just to think that someone locally here actually put together a book on that.
Yes, he did. Yep. And he lives in Southfield, Michigan. Yeah.
I actually have, because I'm a book collector, as some of you may know, I have books that have indicated these type of inventions. But one of the things someone did, and I'm going to try to get a hold of it, they said, what would happen in America if you took away all the inventions by black people?
Oh.
And
yes, yes. Oh, but we got to share that. Oh, I remember that.
And yeah, well, let's just say we wouldn't be where we're at now,
that's right,
including cell phone.
Couldn't drive a car either because the car wouldn't exist. I guess they'd still be using horse and buggy, you know.
No light bulbs.
No, right.
We'd be in the dark.
In the dark. Oh, my goodness. And that makes me think, about the person who actually stole that.
And one little tidbit I'll drop in real quick, because I'm an avid reader, but one of the things I posted on Facebook was, it was a Jeopardy question, as a matter of fact, and they said he created over 300 items from the peanut, and then the person was supposed to answer George Washington Carver. But the point that struck me the most about that was 300. You know, consider that there were 300 things, dyes, all type of things that came from the peanut because of George Washington Carver's genius. So, and we don't even know about the, most of the 300 either.
Which is at 299. We're gonna have to share that on one of the shows as well. And what struck me as funny was at the time that the black dye was used, to paint the vehicles, and the salesman would say, "You can have any color vehicle you want as long as it's black." They hadn't come up with, oh goodness, with the other colors yet, but. You can register to vote today. You can register to vote tomorrow. Make sure that you have a photo ID with you. And there are some who say even take a utility bill or some kind of mail, just in case you get some interesting employee who thinks you should have more than one piece to kind of identify you and then confirm that you are who you say you are. We have just this last day, election eve, and tomorrow, countdown.
And don't be intimidated. As we know, 45 has told some of his people, although I don't think they've got the nerve to come up in Detroit with that mess. But there will be different lawyers and organizations and churches and other people who will be there also to make sure that you don't have to have any fear because, of course, politics is a dirty game as well. And these people don't mind getting in the mud. They don't mind blood. It doesn't matter. As some of you may have noted on the news, there was a Biden-Harris bus. Neither one of them were on it, but they were supporters of Biden-Harris in Texas. And there was maybe over 50 Trump vehicles that surrounded that bus, trying to impede its path and everything. And then Trump had the nerve to say, oh, they were just escorting the bus.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
At 20 miles an hour?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, we got a caller
this,
here.
Is it 20 miles? No, yo, go ahead.
Hello, caller. You're on the air. Would you share your name and how you're viewing us, please?
My name is Velma, and I'm watching you on Comcast.
Oh, thank you.
I watch you faithfully every week, but your voices are so muffled. I listen half of what you're saying.
Oh, okay.
Especially Sabidi's mic is okay. But
Mine isn't.
could you move back just a little bit from the mic and see if that will help?
Which one of us? Me?
You.
Me. Okay.
Uh-huh.
All right. Now, is that better?
Let me turn my TV back on.
Oh, okay.
I watch you faithfully every week, but your voices are so muffled. No, that's not better.
Look at that 20 seconds.
Wait a minute.
She may not have heard.
The change.
Yes.
The mic is okay. But could you move back just a little bit from the mic and see if that will help?
She tell. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. All right. Well, turn. Oh, Velma. Try turning it down to see if it'll be better for you. Turning it. Okay. It's hello.
Hi, I'm trying to
right.
mute the TV and listen to you through the phone.
Oh, okay. I got you.
Yeah.
Well, try to turn the TV down because the engineer is receiving us clearly. So I'm not sure exactly what to tell you. But the other days that you've listened to us, have we been okay?
Yeah. Some days it's okay, but once in a while it's so muffled.
I see.
That you have to really strain to finish to be able to hear the whole sentence.
All right. Well, I'm glad that you shared that with us. Hope
Okay.
there's somebody else who's listening. Did you get the numbers for the afternoon with Hood Research on Saturdays? That's a conference call.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, I hope you'll join us then as
Okay.
well. And because
All right.
you listen to us faithfully, I
Yes,
want you
I
to
do.
write down the Hood Research telephone number and leave your address, and I'll send you a membership to Hood Research. How about that?
Oh, okay. All right. And some of my family members listen too at the
Well,
same time.
thank you. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
The telephone number for Hood Research is area code 248-234-2371. That's area code 248-234-2371.
And I do get your voice message.
Oh, all righty. Thank you.
That comes through too. So yeah, I'm a fan.
Oh,
Thanks.
shucks, we got a fan, y'all.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
You're
Thanks
welcome.
for calling.
Bye-bye.
Okay, we got another caller here. Hello, caller. You're on the air. Would you share your name and how you're viewing us, please?
Good morning to you both. This is Chago Wilson in Detroit. I'm listening to you on regular TV 15.2, and you're coming through loud and clear. You're not muffled whatsoever.
Huh. All righty. Well, thank you so much. Any other comment you want to share?
I know that's all. I just wanted to let you know that you're being heard clearly
All
on
right.
this end.
Okay. Thank you for sharing.
All right.
That. Mhm.
Thanks. And hopefully that suggestion of our engineer will help Velma,
Yeah.
hear a little bit better now.
Right,
Oh, got another
right.
caller here.
Oh, okay.
Hello, caller. You're on the air. Would you share your name and how you're viewing us, please? Hello, caller. You can talk into the phone because we are on delay, so don't listen to your television.
Hello.
Hello?
Yes.
Yes. Talk to us.
Yeah, don't listen to the
this
TV.
is,
It's a delay.
Jay Henderson. How you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. Hi, Jay. Thanks for calling. Turn down your whatever's in the background. Turn it down.
Well, that's my wife. I can't turn her down.
Oh my goodness. Oh Lord. Put her on the phone. Let her talk to us.
That was good.
You're trying to get me in trouble.
No, we don't want to do that.
That's her back there. But anyway, I wanted to make a comment on something that
Go ahead. You want to make a comment on something?
I want to make a comment on something that you guys.
Go ahead. Make the comment.
Okay, I want to make a comment on what you said earlier about voting.
Yes.
And the problem is in Detroit. The problem is the reason Hillary lost the election because she didn't spend any time in Michigan.
I did. Yeah, I do remember that. And there were people who didn't like her personality, and there were some people who didn't like the fact that it was a woman running. I don't know
Well,
why.
that was part of the problem, but
Right.
also part of the situation is that
what? Keep talking. Hello.
is that in Detroit, if it wasn't for those other parties running, the Green Party and the Libertarian Party, we could easily win. But the Green Party usually takes up about 40 or 50,000 votes. The Libertarian about 100 or 200,000.
Right. I agree with that. And
remember, the Green Party was what cost us because Bush to win down there in Florida.
Ah, okay.
We had Ralph Nader running down there, and Ralph Nader siphoned off lots of the votes.
Right.
So consequently, you got into that runoff with him and Gore, Bush and Gore, where Bush took it to the Supreme Court and won.
Those are excellent points. You are right about that. And the parties just go on. Sometimes I think that opposition.
But the other thing, Theo, is that you always hear that it was Detroiters that caused us to lose the election. That's not the case. When you talk to those union people, especially the European workers in the unions, they always vote Republicans. That goes all the way back when Wallace was here.
And sometime the rank and file is different from the leadership, and that causes a conflict in the union as well.
Right.
So you think they're being paid to do that? We lost you.
No, I think he's listening to the TV in the delay.
Oh.
One of the things I'd like to point out that you said is that I've been in two different unions because I've worked two different jobs, and when Bush was running, I remember our local is Democratic, but one of the guys that worked with us says he was voting for Bush, and the only reason he was voting for Bush because him and Bush were sportsmen, so they had that in common.
Oh,
Bush
Lord.
liked to hunt and he liked to hunt. That was reason enough for him to vote. So that's some of the ignorance that's out there also.
Well, something that I want to share before we get too far, and Tim tells us we gotta go. It's about Social Security. Social Security. Stay tuned. We're at the top of the hour. Station identification. Don't go away. We'll be back momentarily.
You're watching Detroit's own WHPR TV. Detroit Live.
Hi, this is Thabiti Mpinda from the Feedback Program. You can watch me 24 hours a day, 7 days a week on WHPR TV Now app. Download our free app at WHPR TV Now.
Monday at 9 a.m. Eastern.
This is Bruce Simpson, your City of Detroit Ombudsman. I am here to address all of your complaints and concerns. If you need assistance regarding city services, please contact my office at 313-224-6000 or contact us via email at ombudsman@detroitmi.gov. This is Bruce Simpson, your City of Detroit Ombudsman.
You must vote on Tuesday, November the 3rd, 2020, for a variety of reasons. Why? Throughout our history, people were injured and many of them died, all fighting for the right to vote. Today, mischief is unfolding across the state, designed to make it harder for people to vote. And the last reason is, if we want affordable health care, if we want affordable housing, if we want the right to have clean water and sanitation, if we're ever going to get equal pay for equal work, nutritious food, and so on, we need to believe that we deserve these things and so much more. We start with the Tuesday, November 3rd election that will be victorious if we are all involved. Retirees, welfare recipients, low-income residents, the disabled, veterans, the homeless, students. This message is for you. November 3rd marks the beginning of a 4-year campaign to secure a quality of life that we are all entitled to. So from the bottom up, let's do this.
Hi, this is LaWanda.
This is R.J. Watkins.
Coming to you to bring you some information about the #1 detox in the nation, Lemon Burn. Lemon Burn helps to turn the fat into fit. It's for you, a happier, healthier you. Because healthy is the new beautiful. An all-natural way to improve your health. It promotes a healthy digestive system, attacks and reduces belly fat, as well as gives you energy. And to get yours today, call 313-868-6612.
Don't forget to exercise and eat right.
Have you ever wanted your own TV show? Have you dreamed of showcasing your talent for the world to see? Well, now you can. Have your own TV show. You can have your own 30-minute show. Not only will you be seen in the Detroit area, but you can be viewed worldwide. Be seen on WHPR Detroit Live, Comcast Cable Channel 91, on the web at TV33WHPR.com, with the TV33 app, on Roku, Google TV, Apple TV, and on Amazon Fire TV. Act now. Time slots are limited. Sign up today and get a free replay with the purchase of your time slot. For more information, call 313-868-6612. Visit our studios and receive a free TV interview to promote your business, church, or organization by appointment only.
All media platforms are engaged. Copy.
Get ready to launch your show or product.
Periscope ready. We're 5x5 ready to launch. Copy that.
Trend worldwide across all major platforms.
Ignition. 3, 2, 1.
The world is waiting. Watkins Broadcasting. More than just TV.
107.3 FM, WVIE.
How would you like for this to be you? Well, it could be. If you have the desire to be an independent radio personality, paying yourself, this is your chance. WVIE 107.3 FM and WHPR 88.1 FM are looking for people with outgoing personalities who can attract sponsors. Launch your career on a radio station with the latest technology in broadcasting. WVIE 107.3 and WHPR 88.1. If you're into talk, R&B, oldies, jazz, gospel, or soca, Radio We Can See is where you need to be.
88.1 FM, WHPR.
Have your own radio show. Block time is available. Call 313-868-6612. Radio We Can See, broadcasting live in the Virgin Islands and Detroit. Find us on Comcast Channel 90 and worldwide on Fire Stick, Roku, Apple TV, and all of your favorite platforms.
107.3 FM, WVIE.
How would you like for this to be you? Well, it could be. If you have the desire to be an independent radio personality, paying yourself, this is your chance. WVIE 107.3 FM and WHPR 88.1 FM are looking for people with outgoing personalities who can attract sponsors. Launch your career on a radio station with the latest technology in broadcasting. WVIE 107.3 and WHPR 88.1. If you're into talk, R&B, oldies, jazz, gospel, or soca, Radio We Can See is where you need to be.
88.1 FM, WHPR.
Have your own radio show. Block time is available. Call 313-868-6612. Radio We Can See, broadcasting live in the Virgin Islands and Detroit. Find us on Comcast Channel 90 and worldwide on Fire Stick, Roku, Apple TV, and all of your favorite platforms.
WGPR Detroit, HD2.
You're watching WHPS, Highland Park, Detroit.
FM 88.1 WHPR, Highland Park.
WVIE 107.3 FM Charlotte, Amalia, Virgin Islands.
Feedback. Hi, this is Theo Broughton,
And I am Thabiti Mpinda,
inviting you to join us each Monday at 9 a.m. for feedback.
a positive image production by Hood Research.
Encourage others to tune in each Monday on
Comcast Detroit, Roku, Amazon Fire TV, watch WHPR TV Network anywhere.
and take us along with you. Feedback. You know, I was remembering what people did in years past to get a clear signal on their television if they had rabbit ears, as they call them. Take 2 pieces of aluminum foil and wrap them around the ends of your area and see if that will make a difference. Anyway, Social Security. Oh, let's take the caller first.
Hello, caller. You're on the air. Would you share your name and how you're viewing us, please? Hello,
Good
caller.
morning, everyone. Good morning, everyone. This is Big Mike calling from New Jersey. How's everyone this morning?
Well, happy Monday, Big Mike from New Jersey.
Happy Monday. Happy Monday.
I want to talk to you about Social Security and everybody else. It has been said that, and reported more than once, that Donald Trump wants to eliminate, destroy Social Security. Now, what I want to tell you about that is there are grandparents who use their Social Security checks, payments, to give little allowance to their grandchildren. And they also send money to those graduates who are now in college. And more than that, there are grandparents raising their grandchildren. So, if Donald Trump destroys Social Security, just think about that. How many grandparents not only will be out of an income, but those who are benefiting from that Social Security check will be out of tuition supplements and allowances. And maybe some grandparents will become homeless. So that is something to think about. And he's already started dismantling it when he asked the corporations not to take any more payments out of the paychecks. And that's to go on until December 31st. And in January, starting then, take it away, double, and that's going to just create a mess. There's no better word than that, a mess. Big Mike, what do you have to share? We're on election eve day here.
Yes, and I apologize for coming on late. I did a pre-production because we're taping late today, and I was prepping for 2 o'clock. But I did want to, as always, try to call in and support and tell you, as always, what a wonderful job you do. And to what you're speaking to is very important. And although I missed the first portion of the show, I was certain that the election day, it came up at least once or twice.
Oh, yes, it did.
And that said, what you just spoke to is critical in this election. When you talk about this man's destruction of the infrastructure, the core infrastructure of black economics in this country, and be it Social Security, and I think you spoke very pointedly and poignantly to some of the things that hopefully hit home to our younger folks. And if you don't consider yourselves, we've all heard about the doom and gloom projections about Social Security for our younger people by the time they reach an age to collect that. But think about it now. Think about your grandparents and all of the things that you just outlined, Theo, and, the number of grandparents that are supporting their grandkids as the primary caregiver or custodian. These are real-time and real-life issues, and Donald Trump, in the last 4 years, has done a lot of damage, again, to the core infrastructure of black economics. That's the important thing to take away from this. He's done nothing for the infrastructure of the country which he promised to do. He's done nothing that he promised. And yet, on the flip side, he's done everything. All of his energy has been put forth to degrade and just destroy black economics. And I think he gave us all a pacifier, or at least he thought he did, by throwing out, lunch money via stimulus checks. And I don't mean to say that with condescension, because to some people that was a lot of help. I understand that. But in the greater scheme of things, that's a stipend. And we all know that. That doesn't go a long way in Jersey. I doubt it goes very far in Detroit. And most major metropolitan cities around the country. But I want to just kind of close out in summary to all of these issues by just stressing something that I know you've already done. Get out and vote. Everyone needs to vote. Don't let your angst and your frustration turn into apathy and indifference. Your vote does count, and especially in Michigan. I'm in Ohio right now. I'm in Cleveland visiting my mother. Joe Biden's going to be here this afternoon, and I've already voted in my state, in New Jersey, and I'll be back there tomorrow to watch the election results. But again, please, as my grandfather used to say, since we're referencing grandparents, my grandfather used to tell me, boy, get over there and grab that for me if you don't mind, and if you do mind, sign up and do it anyway. So I'm asking everyone throughout Michigan, Wisconsin, Minnesota, Ohio, Nevada, Arizona, Pennsylvania, Florida, of course, get out and vote. It matters.
Right. That's right. Right. That is so important. That, people don't understand how important that is. Oh, and on the Social Security tip, there's upwards of 64 million people receiving Social Security. Can you imagine 64 million people without an income?
And, I've had to emphasize myself because on Facebook, it's very interactive in terms of people who have varying views. But I had to emphasize to some of the people who support 45, I say, and actually they want to, because they've gotten into buzzwords and labels, so they say, well, Joe Biden, socialism. I say, well, now, are you ready to give up your Medicare, your Social Security?
Mm-hmm.
I'd say if that's the case and you still want to support 45, then I hope you would be the first to say you don't want any more of the Social Security money, because you're dealing with socialism there. Mm-hmm. And it's not a bad word, but depending on how people spin it, they make it bad. So don't let people fool you. And then, but some of them are willing to get hurt just to be able to support a viewpoint that actually works against them. That type of insanity I'll never understand, but then I guess there's a lot of things I won't.
Big Mike, for somebody who wants to go on the internet and follow your show, how do they get there?
Well, this evening you'll be able to get on, go to the Big Mike Show on all social media platforms, as you and I have discussed before. Reluctantly, I'm going there. I'm still doing radio on WXIR in New York, 100.9 FM. And if you can stream that, or if you can catch us there, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 10 a.m., around the City with City morning show. But again, as of this evening, on a very important eve, you'll be able to find us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, just all social media. I've got people working hard, and we're going to have some very special guests, also encouraging people to get out and vote.
Oh, all right. And it just can't be stressed enough how important this is. And there are, unfortunately, too many people who think that it does not involve them, it does not impact them. If they only knew. They are right at the doorway of the shower that spits out gas. And this president is just waiting to turn it on. And one of the things that I believe is that some of the protesting that is going on, which is to encourage people to get out to vote. And when they report after, somebody came along and they broke a window, they did this, that, or the other. I believe that it is some of Trump's folks, similar to those 50 cars that were impeding the way of the bus that was carrying Biden-Harris voters. Same thing, just
in Texas. And Theo, did you see what they did on the Jersey Parkway yesterday?
No. What happened in New Jersey?
They shut down. They just blocked the entire parkway. And for those that are not familiar with the tri-state area, the New Jersey Parkway it's a huge throughway as far as traffic.
Like a 5-lane or something like that.
It's usually about 3-4 lanes, but I mean it's the mainstay. It runs parallel to the New Jersey Turnpike running north and south.
Oh, okay.
So depending on how far you want to drift off east to west, but it's a main throughway that people use. And you had a bunch of Trump supporters with the flags out and the campaign flags, billowing from their cars.
Right.
And they just stopped traffic, and they had to call the state troopers out to just get traffic moving. And it took me back to a time when Governor Christie shut down the GW, the George Washington Bridge, which again, it's one of the 3 major Hudson crossings.
Oh, right,
and
the bridge.
They want, Bridgegate, they called it.
Right.
And they prosecuted everyone but him. But when you think about the selfishness and the danger and just how evil this man is, you're not just stopping me from getting to work or getting to where I have to go. You're stopping, emergency vehicles, and people are doing these things without concern or care for anyone else. It's not an issue of race. This is about just humanity and decency and stupidity, to be honest. So if anyone, especially anyone that looks like me, I will say this, and I told you I have functional Tourette's, so I'm not going to cast my opinion on Theo and feedback, but I will say this. Anyone that looks like me and you vote for Donald Trump, don't ever call me. Don't call my show. Don't reach out to me on social media unless you have a viable explanation for me, because I will destroy you. There's no rhyme or reason. You cannot make any kind of sense analytically to vote for this guy. Stop reading Twitter points and all this and that and regurgitating what you hear because it sounds trendy. And you think that this guy is something that he's not. I grew up in New Jersey. Okay? I've been familiar with Trump long before he came down that escalator in 2015. He's a con man. And what people, especially black folks out here, they see as this swag, or he does what he wants to do. No, he doesn't. He said he could walk out on Fifth Avenue and shoot somebody. Yeah, as long as it's below 102nd Street. I wish he would try to take that up north. There is no swag.
He better not come to Harlem, huh?
Exactly. And we like to call it 110th Street, but no, it starts at about 102nd.
Oh, okay.
Good luck with that. Good luck with that.
Oh, goodness.
So don't believe that hype.
I like that. Hold on just one moment. We are going to have somebody else join us.
Hello, caller. You're on the air. Would you share your name and how you're viewing us, please?
Oh, is this me?
Yes.
Yes, it's you.
Oh, this is Keith Hines, Diamond 2 Productions, Free Detroit, We the People, Hood Research.
All right.
On and on. Yeah, I was just checking you out and stuff and everything. I didn't want to interrupt. I mean, I just said, let me go ahead and push the button. But I'm watching you on Roku, crystal clear picture. And I just wanted to say something real quick. You know, vote, vote, vote. You know, we have in Detroit, we have assets. You know, we have our own African town called a city. You know, we have the land, we have the water, we have our public lighting power generation plant, we have our public transportation, we have our own water system, we have our own airport, we have our own education system, but we don't control our own local government. And so actually we fit the definition of a third world city. And Donald Trump and his Republicans are pushing for a third world country.
That's true.
So if we don't stand up and vote, pretty soon we're going to look all bright and shiny, at least on the outside, and we're going to be poor, broke, and dying on the inside.
Absolutely.
You know, because it takes money. Social Security, a lot of people, they survive on Social Security.
Yes. That's true. That's very true. And it has not been expressed enough that upwards of 64 million people are actually on Social Security, and they do depend on it. And the president of these United States is trying to create as much chaos as he can. And I do agree with Big Mike. He is a con man.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and those who are following him in lockstep, it's amazing how they believe whatever he says. I guess they never turn on any kind of media. But of course, he says the media is, what's he say about? Fake news. Yeah, fake news. Only listen to him because anything else is fake news.
And he also goes so far as to criticize from time to time even Fox News, because he expects, and he's always expected since he's taken the office, complete and absolute loyalty. You cannot abandon anything I do. And I do remember him saying once, I can do what I want. I'm the president. That's his whole mindset. So that you can't talk to or reason with someone like that. If you were married to someone like that, poor Melania, you'd have to say, I want a divorce, because once you can't have an exchange of ideas where reason and being pragmatic and practical are a part of the conversation, then there is no conversation. It's one-sided.
Absolutely. There was
and question two, matter of fact, hey, how you doing, Big Mike?
I'm doing well, Keith. How are you, sir?
Oh, I'm doing pretty good. I'm almost awake now. When this election comes down, and I know it's going to get complicated, because Republicans don't want to accurately count the votes.
Right.
What is it going to be a lot of turmoil, do you think? What's your outlook on how you think it's going to turn out? Because I'm quite sure
that there's going to be some games played all the way down to the end.
Well, there are games being played now. As a matter of fact, he's in the Supreme Court, or his lawyers are, and they're trying to stop the early voting in other states where there's early voting. And I've not heard that Michigan is included. I think he was trying to be a little quiet because some of his lockstep followers were attempting to kidnap the governor of the state of Michigan, take her to Wisconsin, try her for treason, and murder her. Now, when you say all those four things in the same paragraph, it says to me that they just wanted to kidnap her and kill her. They were not interested in all of that other, stuff. Try her for treason. If you say you're going to try somebody for treason and then murder them, then you've already decided that they're guilty. So it just kind of appears that he just backing up a little bit. And when he has come to Michigan, he has gone to the outlying areas, the smaller towns, and bussed in people so that when the news covered it, it would appear that he has thousands and thousands of people following him who are not wearing masks, by the way, passing on the virus. And I've been waiting to hear additional information about that. But it's a court case, and there are followers who are, as we talked about earlier, there were approximately 50 of them attempting to stop this bus that was carrying Biden-Harris supporters. And they had to call out the National Guard to correct that. And they were going 20 miles an hour, I guess, wanting to run down the clock so the place would close before the people got there. And then also in the state of Texas, another game that was played, they have one drop box in a voting location per county. And that was a definite inconvenience of the people in Texas. But 8 minutes and 46 seconds, I think, gave people the understanding that they needed to participate. They needed, no matter what the inconvenience, they needed to go anyway, because it is vital for the flipping of the Senate, as well as voting for president to remove Donald Trump from office. And flipping the Senate would give an opportunity for all of us in the United States, not just some little singular person or group, to have the George Floyd bill presented on the agenda. Mitch McConnell, whose hand is turning black, I think that's interesting. The kind of hatred that he has is causing him to turn black. But anyway, he has not put the George Floyd bill on the agenda, and it's been out there since June 22nd. And that's to show you just how hateful he is. The John Lewis bill, which shores up our voting rights, has not been presented either. That another trick that's going on. And here in Michigan, we're not against black people being supported or elected. But right now, John James, who is black, has got to be sacrificed for the good of the many. So therefore, we've got to vote for Gary Peters. If we understand the political system at all, those two bills need to be put before the Senate. And to flip it is to unify Congress. We need to unify Congress so that they can move on that issue. They've already, in the House, approved the bill for representing the murder of George Floyd, and that's to curb the actions of the police around the country. And they've already approved the John Lewis bill. So those are some of the tricks that are going on. And,
and one of the things,
go ahead.
And just getting back to, what Keith was saying that it's gonna end up in the court, and that's why he went to great lengths to pack the court and rush it through, despite what they did to President Obama's nominee 8 months out. But I suspect that it's going to go there, and I also want to point out too that we have to be very wary about the polls, because if you look at certain states, some of the battleground in some states, the disturbing piece is that you see on the Republican side, you see almost double the numbers of registered voters compared to 2016. And I say registered voters. I'm not talking about votes that have been counted, not ballots that have been counted already. That's a very significant thing to watch. So I encourage people, again, don't look at the polls and say, okay, well, we have it, my state's, we're going to go Biden, we're going to be okay. No, you have to go out and vote, because it does matter.
It does matter.
Can lose by a margin of 10,000. That's extraordinary when you break it down into districts. So it's important that you get out and vote. And finally, keep in mind, too, what I always tell people, I want you to start observing. Just go back through archives, YouTube, do whatever you want to do, and look at some of this guy's speeches. And he's going to do the same thing. He's already came out and said his camp has come out and said that he's going to declare himself a winner very early. Erroneously or not.
And declare himself a winner.
And if you look at his speeches, watch what he does. This is his M.O., and I'm telling you, I understand it. We all understand on the East Coast. He says something, and then he tells you that you know it. He says, I've got the best economy ever since, whenever. I've got the best polling since Abraham Lincoln, although there were no polls. But then he says, you know that. Everyone knows that. It's like every sentence he ends with that clause. So think about that. He's going to do the same thing tomorrow night. He's going to get out, and he's going to tell you, he's going to play that Jedi mind trick, and he's going to tell you his facts.
That he won. Oh, goodness.
His fake news.
He's delusional. But for the rest of today and tomorrow, if you can, all of you need to call relatives who live around the country. Help them to understand that their vote has power in it. They do count. If their vote did not count, there would not be so much effort to prevent you from voting. Just think about that. If we were not important, if our vote didn't count, why would Donald Trump and his band of merry men work so hard to prevent us from voting, to suppress the vote? Oh, my goodness. We got a minute and a half. A minute and a half. A lot of things can happen in a minute and a half. Dial the number of your relatives in a minute and a half. I'm so glad that all of you tuned in today, and thank you, Big Mike, and thank you, Keith, for calling in, and all of you who joined us with your comments today. I want you to know that Hood Research has a telephone number, which is area code 248-234-2371. 248-234-2371. Those of you who are on the computer, Google Hood Research. All kinds of things come up. We're on Twitter. Follow us on Twitter, Facebook, website. And at the end of the show, I say, it's not necessary for you to know everything. What is necessary is for you to know how to find what you need when you need it. Hood Research spends a lot of time bringing people on, encouraging people to call, sharing information with you, encouraging you to share, to help us all make better informed decisions.
And as I always say, if you want to be nothing, do nothing. But the only problem with doing nothing is you never know when you're finished. And today the do something is vote.
Absolutely. VOTE. What's that represent on the telephone?
Oh, that's a good question. Pop quiz, I don't know.
Look at the phone. The V is 8. I know O is 6. The T is what?
Okay.
Is that an 8 too?
Help me out, fellas.
Come on, son. Keith, look at the phone. Big Mike, look at the phone.
All right, so we got.
Okay, we got vote is
VOTE, vote. What numbers on the phone correspond with that?
we have 8, 6, 8,
3.
8683.
Three is the letter E. I know. 8683. Now, what was the number you told people to call if they have any issues?
313-876-VOTE.
Okay, and the vote is 8683. So say it with the numbers. 8683.
313-876-8683.
All right. So if you have any issues, that's the number to call.
20 seconds.
And if you have any other questions, call Hood Research. 248-234-2371. Thank you so much for tuning in, and thanks, guys, for calling in to share with us. And tune in again next Monday, right here, 9 a.m. Peace. Feedback. Hi, this is Theo Broughton,
And I am Thabiti Mpinga,
inviting you to join us each Monday at 9 a.m. for feedback.
a positive image production by Hood Research.
Encourage others to tune in each Monday on
Comcast Detroit, Roku, Amazon Fire TV. Watch WHPR TV Network anywhere.
and take us along with you. Feedback.